Siemano, witajcie w kolejnym odcinku Kingdom Coma. Z tej strony Pumiarz. A dzisiaj, skoro cofnęliśmy czas i nie musimy palić Semina, zanim odbędzie się uczta, bo ona będzie wieczorem, myślałem, żeby podjechać właśnie do tego Semina, ale już na spokojnie. Chyba będziemy musieli przeprosić za tą imprezę weselną, że ją zniszczyliśmy. No w sumie nie przez nas, tylko ten gościu się na nas rzucił.
I wanted to apologize for ruining your wedding.
You mean that fight? That's not worth mentioning. It wasn't your fault, anyway.
Tak jest. Prawda?
Really?
You were just comforting me. And Wojtek was drunk. Men are idiots. Take care then.
Tu chyba mogę wchodzić, nie?
Who goes there? You shouldn't be bothering us here.
Chciałem z tym Seminem pogadać. Ale nie mogę, bo kurde mi nie pozwalają. Kurde podjadę tam, bo zaraz umrę. Żarło, 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 żarło. Gdzie jest kurde to o żarło? Nie. Kurde nie było jedzenia tutaj, no. Ja pierdzielę. Ty, młynarz, to może to jest jakiś paser albo co uczy otwierać zamki, to by się przydało.
Can I spend the night here? Just the one night. All I need is to spend the night.
But all I have is an old straw mattress, sir.
That's enough for me, and I'll pay you well. What's the purpose of the pen beyond the stream?
You notice the bloodstains there, eh? I let my hands practice fist fighting there.
And what's in it for them?
I send the strongest one to Zhedioff once in a while, to test his mettle against the locals. So,
No, thank you.
suit yourself.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that there's a bit of coin to be made here.
Why didn't you come here at the time?
I was taken on by Radovan, the blacksmith from Takov.
Ja, to jest, czyli to jest ten młynarz,
Blacksmith's hand, eh?
co mogliśmy wybrać.
Never mind. I'm sure I could find some work for you.
Like what?
Like hauling sacks of flour.
You don't have anything better? I can do other, more useful things.
Well, that's nice and all, but there's only one thing I need from you right now. And that's hauling sacks of flour.
Maybe you could use an armed escort. Maybe I could sit around here somewhere looking tough.
You think you'd be good at that? You don't seem very tough to me. Why not try something a bit simpler, such as hauling sacks of flour?
Do you really have nothing better I could do?
I do, but only for people I know already. And you're not one of them.
Dobra.
All right. It's not like I have
Znowu
much of
te
a choice, do
worki,
I?
za każdym
The sacks
razem.
are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that. And you can sleep here, in the barn.
Zajebiście.
But not on the sacks of flour.
Mogą być
You
worki,
understand?
tylko jedzenie
Or I'll
potrzebuję.
tan your hide. Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Be careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work. God be with you, sir.
Jest jedzenie. Ło. Udało się. Prosto z gara smakuje lepiej. No, zostaw to. Kurde, nie skończ... Nie lubię soli, nie sól mi. Weź tą łyżkę, potrzebuję kurde zjeść dalej. Dobra, jest git. We survived. Tu są.
Evo.
Się ubrałem do roboty zajebiście w szlacheckie jakieś ciuchy.
Good exercise.
Dokładnie, zawsze można to potraktować jako siłownię albo gimnastykę. A nie jakieś niewolnicze zajęcie. Nie powinniśmy co innego robić, a nie głupie worki nosić. Nie, no, naprawdę twórcze zajęcia. Powiem wam. Ile jeszcze tych worków? One są nieskończone. Cały czas pojawia się następne. W końcu mi przerwią.
Kurwa.
got it done. I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurwa. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
Jestem.
Yes.
I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy. Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
Pomogę.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskowitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house, there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. But due to an unfortunate twist of fate, ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistos. It's written right on it. You said you could do all sorts of things, so I assume reading is one of them. Am I right?
Na szczęście to mamy ogarnięte.
But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is, the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is.
Dobra, ale najpierw gdzie
Where
ten
exactly
dokument?
should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskowitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square.
Abyśmy my też nie
Just remember,
skończyli w tych
lad,
dybach, kurde.
if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets. Then it will be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't even read.
Jak się dostanę?
No, I doubt the bailiff will let me roam around the rat house and go peeking through his chests. Any advice on getting in there without being spotted?
Oh, come on. Do I really have to spell it out for you? Black clothes, a play of light and dark. A quiet night, and those who live in the shadows, concealed beneath its veil.
Is that supposed to be advice?
Just get some inconspicuous clothing and head over there after midnight.
And where can I get some clothes like that?
I had my outfit washed in the Gilioff bathhouse, but after a bit of disagreement, they refused to give it back. It's my gift to you. All you have to do is
No,
pick it
spoko,
up.
się przyda się
Pick them up.
stealth. Ciuchy
You want me to steal them,
z
don't you?
skradanko,
Doesn't
na
it sound
skradanko.
like a suitable appetizer before the main course? There's no sense in trying to deal with the owner, Dorothy, anyway. She's a contrary woman who's impossible to talk to.
I'm not even surprised your paths crossed. I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Humph. I call it the art of thievery. It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses. Or how to quickly and
Kurczę,
painlessly
powinienem
send
wcześniej
them to
już
the
w ogóle
land
tutaj
of
przyjść, no bo to w sumie jest, no,
And
jedna z
if
ważniejszych
you'd
rzeczy
like to try opening locks
w grach
without a key,
RPG.
there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to.
Jezu, przecież ja
can
tyle
practice on
zamków
that.
pominąłem,
Alright.
tyle skrzyń różnych,
Reckon I know everything I need.
przez to, że ja
Thanks.
nawet nie umiem średni zamek otworzyć. Poćwicz używanie wytrycha. Dobra. To chyba tam, nie? No, wytrychów to ja mają fest. Chcę poćwiczyć kradzież.
Krejzel said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
All right, follow me. So Krejzel took you on just like that?
Taki zadowolony.
Surprising. Krejzel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
What a nice day.
Jaki ładny piesek. Strasznie duży. No i co?
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
No,
I'm listening.
First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one
jest fajny
holds
szczegół.
keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
ludzie zazwyczaj noszą sakiewkę z przodu, z tyłu. Zależnie od rozmiaru konkretnej przedmiotu znajdziesz jedną... Każda umożliwia też kradzież zawartość drugiej. Będzie to jednak o wiele trudniejsze. Jeśli aktywujesz atut niepozorny, kradzież z przedniej sakiewki będzie prostsza, ponieważ twoja ofiara cię nie zobaczy. W tej przedniej będą lepsze rzeczy. A jeśli muszę coś zabrać z przodu?
Well, what if I need something from it? Like a key to a chest?
You can try taking it from behind. It'll be more difficult, but it's manageable if you're careful enough. Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right, let's do it.
Quit dawdling and get over here.
Musisz musisz... Im dłużej trzymasz, tym więcej będziesz miał czasu w minigrze, jednak wzrasta jednak ryzyko.
Pay attention.
Otóż robiliśmy.
I can see you.
Zabij po cichu, no nie. Kradnij.
Well,
A, to easy widzę. Tak to można.
Done.
very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
Myślałem, że można
That's
wybrać,
it.
że nie da się
It's
mu
a simple ask.
oddać.
But if you want, you can give it another try.
Nie.
No more.
Stop by whenever you want to give it another.
Chcę spróbować ogłuszania.
Krejzel told me you'd show me how to do a takedown.
All right, come with me. Good to see you're ready to give it another try. Practice makes perfect, eh? Well then, it's easy. Sneak up behind me and choke me out. I won't fight back the first time, so you should have no trouble. Just remember, you mustn't let me see you.
No.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Naciśnij F. Następnie naciśnij w odpowiednim, aby pozbawić ofiarę przytomności. No jest okej. Ale trzeba go obudzić.
Shit! That hurt! You knocked me out nicely. I wasn't even aware of you.
Good to see you, friend.
O, jest!
And what do you want? I hope your blood has cooled a little since that brawl.
Zobaczcie.
Lord Semina, I'd like to apologize for ruining the wedding. I'm really sorry.
You showed your true colors, Henry. You really let me down.
Kurde,
At least you're
broniłem się,
man
co
enough
ty
to
gadasz?
come and apologize. Don't apologize just to me, though. Never mind that the wedding cost me a fortune. To hell with that. But you should apologize to my son and his bride.
Dobra, ciśniemy chyba tu, nie? Żeby to wykraść. Może wtedy nas podszkoli trochę. I przy okazji przydałoby się coś zjeść, a tutaj to spokojnie znajdę sobie żarcie. Kurde. Kradnie. Pierdziele, będę kradł jedzenie.
Wait, you're that thief! You thief!
Help!
That was
Hey!
Help!
He's thieving here!
Co? Jesteś przestępcą. Dobra, dam się złapać.
Now I've got you. Give up!
Easy now. I surrender.
I've got you! You've been loitering around where you shouldn't have, and I've received reports of things going missing. Don't think we're idiots. You've been accused of theft. You'll pay a fine, and if I don't find those things on you, you'll pay for them too.
Wiesz, kim jestem?
Please, look at me. Do I look like a dishonest man? This is all just a misunderstanding.
Oh, I apologize, my lord. I must have made a mistake. Let's just forget about this.
No i git.
I hope you have an uneventful shift.
My neck is bloody itchy.
Are you Zinnek?
Yeah, look, mate, I really need to piss. Can you let me out of here?
Krejzel sent me.
Nie za fajnie takie,
He's looking for some
w takim
document the
miejscu,
bailiff
jak
took
się
from me.
zacznie się sikać.
password?
Hermes Trismegistus.
Hermes Trismegistus?
I'm just yanking your pizzle. You should have seen your face. They caught me at night when I was robbing a merchant, and then they make any distinction between what I stole and what I already had on me. They took everything, including that document, and locked it all away in the chest of stolen things in the rat house jail. You could get into the jail from the courtyard behind the rat house. It's right under the guardhouse. Or you could get there from behind the tavern alongside the fence. As soon as you find the stairs leading down, you'll know you're in the right place.
Well, who's got the key to it?
Well, actually, I had it, but when the guards shook me down, I must have dropped it. It was in the chamber, next to the one with the chest. They've got a pretty soft bed in there, I tell you. The key probably fell under it.
Is that the only key?
No, of course not. Every guard in Troskovitz has one. Best to rob one of them who's slacking off or having a nap. Look, mate, do you actually know how to pickpocket?
No zawsze się przyda pomoc.
I'm still learning, so I could use some advice.
You're in luck. You're speaking to a master. Of course, I am in the stocks just now, but that was just rotten luck. There ain't much I can teach you like this, is there? Better go and see Krejzel. Take care.
A z rańca to będzie ciężko raczej. Wykradnij dokumenty. To ubranie by się przydało w sumie, nie? No, fajnie by było zdobyć.
What can I do for you?
Podobno masz ubranie Krejzela.
I heard you have some clothes here that belong to Miller Krejzel.
Crazy
You're damn
Krejzela.
right I do. They're here waiting for him. Only I had to put them away in a chest in the loft. So I don't have to be constantly reminded of the debt Krejzel racked up here. Taking his bloody time he is, the bastard. Those rags have been here for so long, the rats have got into them. Why do you care about them so much anyway?
Chciałbym je wziąć.
The Miller mentioned them.
Zapytamy ile kasy,
Are
jak nie
you
to
his
spróbujemy
new
zawinąć.
lackey or what? Did Zinnek start to get on his nerves?
Well,
Look, I don't really care who takes them. They're a bunch of boring rags. But if you only knew how much work it was to wash out them particular black stains and sew up the burn holes, and most of all, to wash out that awful stench of rotten eggs. Blah. Along with Krejzel's debt, it'll cost you this much, including the price of soap.
200. Daj się przekonać.
come on, Dorothy.
What is it?
Będę cię wszędzie polecać.
Well, I'm sure I could get you the groschen. I have a feeling you prefer a more steady supply of silver.
What do you mean?
You're looking at a fellow who meets with all sorts of important people in the region. And these people ask him, "Where did you get such beautifully clean clothes, good sir?" And he honestly answers, "Well,
Te dialogi są
Dorothy and
mistrzowskie,
Jelly,
powiem
of
wam.
course.
Charyzma
She
zajista.
washes your clothes so gently and thoroughly, you'll feel like you're wrapped in a feather quilt. And trust me, I'm willing to pay for a comfort like that."
I'm starting to like the sound of this fella. I'd be happy to give someone like him the keys to the chest that's in the loft with all the other forgotten clothes. He can even wear Krejzel's robe. At least people will see we can turn even a drab rag like that into a garment worthy of a king.
I'd love to see that for myself.
Here you are.
Dankeschön. Tu. Włóczęgi.
Damn. These are some fine thieving clothes.
Dobra, i to sobie damy na zielono. Dobra, mamy złodziejskie ubranie. Cyrulik. A to nie jest ten, co fryzurę zmienia?
I could use a trim,
Zobaczymy.
Master Barber.
Master Barber. Zwiększa charyzmę, świeżo przystrzyżone, okej. Styl skalicy. Też fajne to. Polska czupryna. Dobra, dajemy polską czuprynę. Jakąś brodę sobie robimy? Nie no, aż tak to nie. Zatwierdź i zapłać.
Now you're sure to turn some girls' heads. At least a few. And if not, I don't do refunds.
Świeżo przystrzyżone, charyzma 2. Nice, ale i tak mam już sporo tej charyzmy. Dobra, czekamy do nocy.
If you want to be outside after sunset, you need a lit torch. That's the law. And lo, there was light. And he saw that it was good. Now move along.
Okej.
Stop fooling around.
Aha, nie mogę tutaj wejść na razie. I teraz tak, fajny był ten eliksir. Nocny chyba jastrząb. Bo mamy wtedy cat eye'a, tak mi się wydaje. Za lepsze widzenie. 15 minut. Dobra, zobaczmy. Ło, jaka różnica. Jaka jest różnica. O kurde. Nie zobaczył, kurde.
I'll find you. Don't you worry.
Mnie szuka dalej chyba, nie?
Somebody fucking with me. Who opened this?
Dobra, spróbuję jeszcze raz. O, jest klucz. Mam szukać w piwnicy, w skrzyni pewnie. Zinek miał do niej klucz, ale opuścił go pod łóżko w pokoju obok. No dobra, klucz mamy już, więc jest git. Jest pytanie, jak tam, gdzie ta piwnica jest w ogóle? Mam nadzieję, że tu nikogo nie ma. To by była kiszka. To jest chyba ta skrzynia. Jest.
The offer of Hermes Trismegistos. That's Krejzel's document.
Ale rzeczywiście bez klucza by było ciężko. No to zamek bardzo trudny to jest arcytrudny. Ponad nasze możliwości. Dobra, trzeba spadać stąd. Dobra, stary, ogarnięte.
Good morning to you.
Mam.
I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
I took a look at the document. I couldn't really make much of it. Who's this Hermes Trismegistos?
My fifth cousin. We write to each other sometimes.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Did you find my family tree at the rat house, too? Now show it to me, so I can finally get the knowledge. Good. Good. This will come in handy. Ah, yes, of course.
What now?
That much? We're going to need more. A lot more.
Did you hear me? What now?
Sorry, I got lost in thought. I owe you my thanks as well as reward for getting me the document. And maybe another little job? What do you say?
Wait a moment. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business, so to speak. I smell something devilish here.
devilish.
Gildię złodziei, a jak?
Not at all. It's high learning. Alchemy!
No.
And when I say alchemy, I mean real alchemy. Not some hocus-pocus brewing of potions for creaky joints and bellyache.
Tell me more about it then. Maybe I'll learn something useful.
I wouldn't be so sure, but I've taken you on as an apprentice, so I might as well tell you something. Now, pay close attention. I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using secret alchemical practices and theurgy, bring him to life.
Wiem, co to golem.
A golem, you say? Isn't that a kind of pie? What are you going to do with a living pie?
Kurde,
Henry,
jak ty gadasz?
a golem is a helper brought to life using divine words.
Placka.
A living statue
Żyjący
endowed
placek.
with massive strength. Can be made of clay, wood, stone, basically anything. I'll make one out of flour. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic can use it to imitate the work of God. Just imagine. You know how helpful a golem would be at the mill? Carrying sacks, pulling wagon. He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik, but he'd have the strength of...
Ale piękny pomysł, stary, no na pewno. To brzmi jak czary.
You're trying to play God. You know they could burn you at the stake for something.
Ah, horse. It's in the interest of the advancement and prosperity of mankind. Just look at
Spalą
the
nas na
Bible.
stosie na bank.
Moses could command the waters and speak to God through the element of fire. And Jesus brought the dead back to life. I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus
No,
the
jak się
same as the
skończyło z
Pharisees.
Jezusem,
All the
kurwa.
apostles would have been burned at the stake.
So a golem, you say, made of flour? For the good of mankind?
Nieźle.
Exactly.
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me.
I to
But
jest
for
moja
a few
nagroda.
groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical
Jeszcze
level.
muszę ci
I'm
zapłacić, tak?
overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
To jest dopiero
See
dobra
now,
gadka.
I completely forgot. Here you go. So you don't go around saying that Miller Krejzel is a pinch purse. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work, there's plenty.
45. Cicho jak kot. Pierwsza część. Coś do roboty?
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Krejzel?
Short and to the point. That's my credo.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit
A
is?
saltpeter pit is a pit in which saltpeter is formed.
This has something to do with that alchemy of yours, eh? I don't know much about that stuff.
Nitra is saltpeter. White crystals similar to salt.
And what needs salting here in the mill?
The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life.
Saletra to
Those
bardziej
white crystals are
wybuchowe
said to
niż
contain
tam.
the very essence of being. That's precisely
Jakąś
what we need
broń
to give
robi,
life to our
bez kitu.
golem. Thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos, his feet will never get tired and his fists will have the power to
A
smash
przy okazji
rocks.
historyjki sobie do
But
tego dopowiada.
saltpeter is the most important thing. Saltpeter will be the golem's heart.
Ale faza. No.
So you're serious about this golem? And are you certain it'll work out?
Certainly. Otherwise, I wouldn't
Henryka
even
to
try.
wszyscy próbują
How much
wkręcić, tak jak z
saltpeter
tym
will it take to
sraczem
bring to
tam
life
wtedy.
such a big creature?
A lot.
Teraz będzie golem.
That's why I want you to
A my
find me
idziemy
a
w to jak
decent
zwykle.
saltpeter pit. Do you understand?
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead, you're making me wander around the countryside looking for some pit.
Well, you never know when an experience like that might come in handy.
Dobra.
All right then. I'll look around for that saltpeter pit of yours. I just hope you know where to look. That you can point me in the right direction.
Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
So Bonnie is most likely a thief, am I right?
Bonnie is someone I trust without question. Not only will she teach you how to find saltpeter, but also how to differentiate it from common salt. The main difference is it has kind of cooling taste.
Zawartość cukru w cukrze
You want
normalnie.
me to taste that
Poszukiwane,
nasty stuff?
poszukiwana.
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot. You don't want that.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste saltpeter, so can you. She'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the lair. That's a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Only my best people can get in.
Co za najlepsi
Your
ludzie.
best people. That's just another way of saying people who are wanted by the bailiff.
Albo tych
eh?
zakutych w
I'll
dybach.
pretend I didn't hear that.
All right then. How do I get to this lair?
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left. Just from that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right in front of the lair. You can't miss it. Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times.
I rozbudowane te
Her
questy.
dog died, and on top of that, she has to spend time with that
Chociaż z tymi ziołami to
blabbermouth
ostatnio nawet nieźle się
On the other
zakończyło.
hand, Zedek might be holding his tongue for a while after his encounter with the Troskowitz stocks.
If Bonnie spends time with Zinnek, she may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, she avoids alcohol like the plague. Right along, so you're back as soon as possible.
To the lair. You know how you were talking about the fist-fighting bouts you hold here? I'd like to try my hand too.
Well, why not? Who knows? Maybe you'll get to go all the way to Zhelyov.
Of course. Winning some coin would be nice.
There you go, then. If you're good, maybe I'll even pay the entry fee for you.
Wow.
Farewell.
Dobra, spróbujmy powalczyć. Dawaj, bijemy się.
Everything's arranged. So come on, let's fight.
Look at you champing at the bit. You do have the coin for a wager, don't you?
Wait, you never said anything about a wager.
Did you really think we brawl just to pass the time? Well, maybe we do a bit. But still, if you want to fight, you have to wager something.
Dawaj swoją całą kasę i swoje ciuchy, wszystkie. Z butów wyskakuj.
If you say
10
so.
groszy.
Here's the coin.
Great. Get your ass ready. Fucking hell! Even my nan fights better than you, and she's
fuck you,
dead. Even my nan fights better than you. Jesus, I'm hit. Slow down, damn it.
For the cross!
Come on, move your scales.
You fucker! I feel quite hungry!
Nice. Nice.
Thanks.
Ale
Oh,
cię
yeah.
obiłem.
And this is yours.
Dobra, następny do bicia. Where is? Ty wyglądasz ostro, dawaj. Czemu uczysz się walczyć?
Why did you start with all this brawling?
Just look around. The mill's in the arsehole of nowhere, miles to the tavern and the wenches. Not a damn thing to do here but work.
So you rather let yourself get beaten up?
Well, I'm usually the one who does the beating, see?
Ojej, ale dobrze to walczymy.
Well, ready to brawl?
Aye, all right. It's going to be a clean fight, see? No funny stuff.
What funny stuff?
Kicks in the balls, fingers in the nose, biting and shit like that. Try something
No ja
like
tak lubię,
that and
no.
I'll rip your head off.
Don't you worry.
Zobaczymy, czy
I
urwiesz.
can hammer you without any of that.
We'll see about that. And what about the wager?
Here it is.
That's the way I like it.
Pathetic.
Let's do this.
Nie mamy jakiejś kombinacji?
Come closer. Come closer. Too slow.
Jak tu slow, jak... O!
Shit. Come closer.
I klinczek. Już?
All right.
Well, a bit of liquor to ease the pain, a bit for the tummy, and I'll be all right. You're going to be much worse off when Vera's done with you. If you wanted to train a bit before then, let me know. I can show you some tricks. And here's your wager. Spend it well.
Kolejny poobijany. Ty tu jesteś najsilniejszy?
So you're the toughest one here.
Aye, that's me.
Still,
Taki
it's
grubas
odd that
trochę.
the miller trains you like that. Don't you think?
I just do what I'm told,
You'd rather keep things to yourself, eh?
I suppose.
No
I
to
wanna
dostaniesz
fight you.
batę.
Are you sure? I could break you in half.
Don't you worry about me. Well, shall we?
Well, if you say so. Got the coin for a wager?
Yeah.
Get ready then. You'll be walking arse first.
You're full of surprises
Ojej.
yourself. Not even Pa swore as much when he whacked his knee with his blacksmith's hammer.
Oh, I know. Once a fight starts, my mouth takes on a life of its own. Here's the coin you won, and go and see Krejzel. He could send you to Shelly-off instead of me.
To miało być wyzwanie? Serio? A, to można było się domyśleć po tych wagerach.
Bless you, sir.
Po 10 groszy. Pokonałem waszych parobków.
Well, Miller, it seems I defeated all the hands you have here.
Even Vera? Well, hats off to you then. Listen, what if I sent you to Shelly-off instead of him? You up to it?
Sure.
Spoko.
Why not?
Great. I'll pay the entry fee and wager a pile on you, so you better win. And if you want to train a bit more, just punch the shit out of them sissies of mine.
Szukam dołu saletrzanego.
I'm Henry, Miller Krejzel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie. It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name.
Bonnie i Clyde.
That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
Rzeźnik z Wrenika. Wilk ze Skalicy. No to śmieszne, Gor. Poeta. Poeta śmieszny.
The poet.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Krejzel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
My word, that's exactly what I need.
Dałem
The
jakieś
ingredients for the
losowe i w ogóle
magic
zioła.
ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Krejzel tell you about the golem?
He did.
To
And what do you think of it?
bzdura.
But I think it's all a load of shit. Just some hocus pocus to cover up shameless robbery.
Well now, so you're a bailiff's man and you're on our trail.
No. It's just I'm not as naive as you seem to think.
Look out! Behind you!
What?
Just testing how alert you are. You know, If a golem punches you, you won't get up again. Whether you're naive or not. But that's enough of
Zależy jaki
that.
level ma.
We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Krejzel's
Z
saltpeter,
tymi
I
ziołami
won't
trzeba
keep you.
uważać, mówiłem wam. Rozmawiajmy?
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zinek in Troskowitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zinek and all the other mill knuckleheads. So I'm glad the millers finally found a normal handful. You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
No,
Mutt.
się
What a
skapnął.
cute fella. How did you find each other?
Co, że to wspomniała w ogóle. Należał do Teresy.
Belonged to this girl I knew, Teresa. She saved my life in my hometown, Skalitz.
Ciekawe, czy gdzieś ona tutaj w ogóle jest w dwójce. Czy ją spotkamy.
I'll be... That's what I call an interesting past.
Fajnie
I
by było.
used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating. Just slept all the time.
Biedaczysko.
And then... Well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also...
Te złodziejskie na pewno.
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make... maybe barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Krejzel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather...
Oj
run
tak,
for
ja
the
też bym
hills.
chętnie uciekł.
What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
Nie rozumiem go trochę.
I don't think I've ever met anyone more annoying in my life.
Nie o to
Most of the time, I don't even understand what he's on about.
Once he told me there's no such thing in the world as a man
Czasami
and a
te,
woman. Only
co daje
mercury
odpowiedzi, nie
and
pokrywają
sulfur.
się z tym, co on potem powie.
What are you supposed to say to that? Best to keep your mouth shut. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zinek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice...
Barrel is quite a lot.
For the whole Trotsky region, aye. Unfortunately, Krejzel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Krejzel needs. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
Nie.
No, I don't. And Krejzel, of course, didn't tell me shit.
Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be
Okay.
shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave.
No to ładnie.
Krejzel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
He
Siarka.
also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it
O
isn't.
kur...
Otherwise, you won't know if it's
Jacek.
saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are a person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a gold... I mean, a
Gdzie na
saltpeter mark.
cmentarzu? Grabarz?
The local gravedigger.
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Ah, the gravedigger Ignatius. I've already met him. He lives outside Troskowitz in the direction of Apollonia, right?
To jest.
Aye, that's him.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something.
Dawaj.
Keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so... He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Trosco.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, the poet.
Jest. Wygrana. W końcu.
Mother of God! What are you punishing me for?
Udoskonaloną zręczność. Okej. Dopytaj. Jak ci...
What's your name, minstrel girl?
They call me Dancer, but I go by many other names.
And can I hear them?
If you come by after a show, maybe I'll let you give me one yourself, handsome. But now, alas, there's no time to perform. We have to leave here in all haste.
Why the rush?
Our tricks and jests rub some respectable old farts up the wrong way at the town hall. Our tomcat entertained the bailiff's wife, in the hay, and he caught them in the act.
I bet he didn't find it funny, did he? And they say there's no place for sin anymore.
Indeed. The bailiff don't take to his pizzle being yanked.
I'm afraid it is time to part, minstrel girl.
Farewell, handsome. Maybe our paths will cross again.
Good evening, my friend. What do you need?
Muszę znaleźć dół, ale trzeba.
Ignatius, I'm gonna need your help.
Of course. How many are there? Where do you want to bury them? Shall we grind the teeth up, or do you want to take them away in your purse?
None of that. I have a different, slightly
Zęby
unusual
mielimy.
request. Bonnie from Lower Semina sent me. We're looking for a saltpeter pit.
From Lower Semina? What pit?
A saltpeter pit.
I ain't never heard of nothing like that. What's it supposed to be?
Coś
A
tnie
pit
w
to
chuja.
hell?
Podkoloruj fakty.
Yeah, something like that. At night, you hear the cries of tormented souls.
On akurat lubi
Catch the
takie.
whiff of sulfur.
Pewnie mu się spodoba.
That I can't help you with.
Not to worry. It's actually just a hole with some rotting carcasses in it.
Okay.
These white crystals form in it. And that's exactly what we're after.
You should have said you're looking for the pit I throw carcasses into. What's all this about Salty Peter? I'm going to go there anyway, so I'll take you there.
Dawaj.
That was easier than I thought.
Not even a chicken scratches in the dirt without hope of reward, though. You'll help me with something first.
Jezu, serio?
I have some collections from some Slatigo farmsteads, and I'd be a fool if I didn't use a helping hand. At least one day I can take it a bit easy.
You want me to help you with your grave digging business?
Why not? You look like a strong fella.
I have a better idea. You tell me where I can find that pit, and I'll give you a nice piece.
I won't say no to that. Oh, aye, fresh meat. What a
Akurat
feast
miałem
that'll
jedną
make.
sztukę.
Now, listen closely.
Ostatniego kurczaka ci dałem.
That pit of yours lies at the end of a long journey that we'll take together on my wagon.
So you got meat out of me for nothing?
When I see how much you lot in Lower Semina are interested in it, I'm not just going to hand it to you on a plate. But thanks for the meat, and don't worry about a thing. Grave digging is a job like any other. Sooner or later, everyone needs our services. And if it wasn't for us
Każdy się
knackers,
doczeka.
folk would have to deal with their animal carcasses themselves.
Of course, I understand. I'm just a little worried about what people will say about me when they see me with you. I wouldn't like to lose the honor I've earned as squire to a nobleman.
Don't worry about what people say. They'll only strip you of your honor if you let them. So what then? Shall we take a nice little ride with my boys Snorter and Dragonfly here? Nice and early, at daybreak.
Dobra.
Let's get this over with then.
Didn't you understand me? We ain't going nowhere now. Like I said, be here at daybreak. That's between night and day. Do you understand?
Is there some place I can wait for morning to come?
Of course, if you've got nothing better to do, you can sit here with me. If you know how to read, I have a book hidden in the outhouse I got of a dead fella. That'll make the time go faster. In fact, you can keep it.
Wychodku.
All I can do is admire all them fancy squiggles in it anyway.
And where can I sleep?
At the inn in Truskowitz. Get a good breakfast there, too. You'll need it to be at full strength. Here's a little something so you know I take care of my helpers. See you in the morning.
Kasę mi dał na spanko. Reguła świętego Dyzmy.
God bless.
I don't know if I'm completely ready for this. But let's get going.
The dew is still on the leaves. The roads are clear. You don't need your horse. I'll stable him here. It'll be heaven for him. In any case, heaven's always close here. Hop on the wagon and Snorter and Dragonfly here will take care of us.
Dobra, dawaj. I za Ignacem do wozu.
Meat, Bane, Aesop. Got it all. We've got a long journey ahead of us, so get yourself comfortable so your arse won't hurt. So, you say you're from Lower Semina, eh?
Czemu nie jedziesz?
Well, you could say that. I help the miller with whatever I can. I got a place to sleep there. Soon I'll be able to call the miller uncle.
I remember Krejzel when he was still a wee lad.
Kurde, już myślałem, że nie pojedzie.
He was a great big smart ass. When I buried his parents, he was traipsing somewhere through the world. Maybe you heard what they say about Lower Semine round these parts. Krejzel don't sell short measure, not that. He looks out for his reputation, but his helpers have been seen often in the villages after dark, looking fishy. Or during the day, in the pillories. Don't that bunny of yours belong to that gang too?
Bąka nie jest złodziejką.
Bonnie's an honest girl, and her friend Zinnek is too. Krejzel only sent them to scrape saltpeter off the walls of the sties, so that's just what they've been doing. From what she told me, they had nothing else in mind.
Lower Semine's a thorn in the side for a lot of folk. Some on account of the competition. Some is just rubbed up the wrong way by that Krejzel. Either way, all they need's the slightest excuse to grab their pitchforks. Go and grab the miller and shove his face right in his own millstone.
Przyspiesz tego konia, no stary.
Whoa, boys, whoa! Come on. Come on! Are you deaf? Oh, they're acting stubborn again. Now, inside, you'll see the ruins of a cottage that's been abandoned for a few years.
Co? Nic nie widzę.
Can't see a thing through those bushes.
You'll go and have a close look. Don't worry. I have a trap set inside the cottage. I wanted to lure a wolf into it, but that
Żebyśmy nie
didn't work
weszli
out.
w te
There's
sidła.
a deer rotting there unnecessarily. So hop in there and bring it to the wagon.
Okej. Ej, a ty co tutaj robisz?
What have you found, boys?
Kurde, jakieś ciała będziemy... Może się przebierzemy do roboty. Bardzo trudne? No, ja tego nie otworzę w ogóle. A, dobra, jest okno.
Oh, Jesus, what a stench. Better quickly throw it in a sack and take it back to the wagon.
Nie będę cały śmierdział. O kurde. Mógłby się tutaj zatrzymać, a nie gdzieś tam daleko. Pojawiły jakieś problemy, chyba się wpakował. Z tego co widzę. O, dobra. Zostawimy na razie.
I want to talk to you.
Co?
What's going on, Ignatius?
O kurde, ile ich jest?
I'm trying to explain to these fellas we've got nothing to do with no thieving around here. They should go to Lower Semine to complain.
2 stinking pieces of shit was sneaking around our sties and cellars and lining their purses with silver too while they was at it. Some scruffy and dunger. You must be scruffy, eh?
I'm Henry,
Single.
and those, names mean nothing to me.
Like I said, if it's rotten carrion they're after, they should have come to me. A passion for knacking is the only thing we have in common.
Is that so? So prove it then.
Niby jak? Czy ja ci wyglądam na złodzieja?
Take a good look at me. Do I look like a thief? Or more like a commonplace, maybe just slightly grubby, hired hand? At this rate, you could blame any old peasant who's grimy after a hard day's work.
I don't know. I don't reckon I've ever seen a real thief up close.
Ask around about me and you'll find out everyone knows I can't stand a liar. I'll keep my promises and show up on time. So enough talk and let's carry on to where duty calls us.
All right, listen. We'll be going then. But if you happen to run into them 2 thieves, you tell us right away. Got it?
Of course.
You can count on it.
Glad to hear it. Let's go, fellas.
To Henrykowi pewnie wymyśli ksywę Clyde, założę się. Będzie Bonnie i Clyde, jeszcze wór.
Suppose we can carry on then, eh?
Don't forget that carcass. After all that, we can't leave without it.
Yeah, you're right.
Dobra, dobra. Cały czas te worki nosimy. Symulator noszenia worków. Się drapie po dupie.
Not much left for us to do here, eh?
Hopefully our luck will hold out, and we'll only be breaking the limbs of carcasses today. The next farm's just up ahead. Hop on, and let's go. Here we come, Snorter. Don't worry. That was just a kind of little favour for me. Now we'll help the locals here in Jdar with their carcasses.
So far, I've just carried sacks. I already did that for the miller.
Yesterday, the good wife from that farm came and told me both their pigs died. So we'll scoop them up and haul them off. I mean, you'll scoop them up and haul them to my cart. She says it was a curse. There was a flash of lightning, the pigs started trembling, squealing and puking, and then keeled over and dropped dead.
All right, that's what you get. People sin here in their seclusion, thinking they're out of sight of our Lord.
It ain't my first day doing this job, so I could see right off the pigs had been poisoned. The good wife swore them pigs were happy as, well, pigs in shit. She said they even let them go to a nearby stream to have a wallow. It flows here through the forest on the right. Since we're here, you ought to go and take a look around there. Check how clear that spring really is.
No.
All right, I'll see what's going on there.
And I'm going to enjoy having a helper. At least for one day. Maybe I'll roll around in the grass here with Snorter and Dragonfly.
No? Co się patrzysz?
I apologize.
Okay.
Well, I'm here like I promised. And I even have a helper here with me who'll be doing the
Że ja mam z nią
for me
pogadać.
today.
Poor fella. Where did you dig him up?
He came to me from Lower Semina.
So I'd better go and stand in the doorway. One eye on him, one on the chest with valuables.
This one's honest. He might even take a look to see what...
Beast of Visars that done it, but the pigs weren't bit. So it was definitely a curse.
Curse my arse. From what you said, it had to be poisoning. But it's hard to say from what. But we may just find that out from Henry here. And as far as Visar is concerned, I'm headed there next.
Dobra, pozbieram se kwiatki, niech se pogadają. Dobra, tutaj widzę, że musimy znaleźć źródło zarazy i jakiś znowu oczyszczyć gospodarstwo. No ale dobra, to zrobimy sobie w następnym odcinku, bo zaraz tutaj umrę też sam z głodu i padnę. Także mam nadzieję, że się podobało i do zobaczenia następnym razem. Cześć, trzymajcie się.